Well, when we looked at the Singapore Sports Hub, it started with an intent to make it into a multi-use sports facility and to keep it very vibrant all the time. In Singapore, because we don't have the luxury of building many stadiums, so therefore it's very important that we understand the global trends in whether it's science, whether it's technology, whether it's the sports and management and so on. But also we were looking inwardly to look at our consumers and citizens in terms of unmet needs and desires, change in lifestyles, and then looking at the nation and how the government is progressing the growth. Now, with these three-pronged knowledge, we began to develop a concept, a vision that would be, the so-called catered to all segments of Singaporeans, but a more of a fully integrated sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. It's a hub. It's a hub for all three, offering for all Singaporeans. Now, by that, it also meant that we had to have a span of portfolio of activities. Programming is very important, meaning it goes from recreation to competitive, from community to commercial, and then bringing all elements of small events to community events, to carnivals, festivals, to major mega events, such as maybe a big football game or big concert events. So for us, those are the strategy that will ensure that we pull together a constant, vibrant, 24/7 daily use. When the government decided that this project will be done from a PPP angle, a public-private partnership angle, we looked at it from a Singapore standpoint and why we would need to go down this path. Naturally, the government being pretty strong, it could have been financially just build it ourselves and go through the traditional procurement. But then it was very important to note that in the space of this sports ecosystem, and especially with the trend of what we want to pursue, the importance of bringing in content, programming from different segments, which meant that we needed partners who had access to these properties, who had networks, who had experience in running the facility, professional expertise in each functional area, with a project to run from venues to the retail shopping mall, to the sports museum, to the sports library, to water sports, land sports. We needed a combination. And this element here, it'll be, I think, very bold to say that, it's not something that the government would have as an inside, so-called experience and expertise. So the Singapore government decided that, we will then go out to the open market, get the best brains, so to speak, get the best context. And with this PPP today, it is about getting both public and private partnership working in tandem every day for the rest of the project. And I think with every partnership like this, you gotta make it. You gotta work hard at this.
Exactly.
Yeah. We have two major facilities, the National Stadium and the Indoor Stadium, which are large, capacity stadium, 55,000 for National Stadium, and Indoor Stadium is about 10,000, 11,000. Now, these two obviously are not your typical community facility. They are basically designed for different events use, right? Ranging from, say, the National Stadium, you can use for football, rugby, athletics, cricket. It can also be held for concerts, for major community events, festivals, for large crowds to come in. And the indoor stadium for concerts, for badminton events, basketball events. So it's really event spaces. So that we look at it as a whole and have a model to deal with the event hirers, the promoters, and we sell from the angle. On the other hand, many other venues like the Aquatic Center, perhaps the arena, they are both, I would say, they can be used for events, but they can be used for other activities as well. So, for example, our OCBC Aquatic Center is used for 5 options. Events, competition. It can be for elite training, national team training. It can be for institutional use, for schools, for clubs. It can be for public usage in terms of commercial classes. And then public access, free swim, lap swims, right? So when we look at a model like this, for us, it's very important that we plan the supply chain, the timetabling. Every half an hour, something is being occupied, something is being done. So we basically, manage two sets of facility in that model. Well, for this year, we have a couple or three that are coming up. The WTA finals, the Women's Tennis Association finals, will be coming in a second time this year. Last year was the first, the second time. It was a big one for us. We also have another event where there's an International Tennis Premier League, and I think Roger Federer's coming this year. So tennis event is very big for us. We have the end of the year, which is the ASEAN Para Games, which is the Paralympics version of the Southeast Asia Games. That's also very big for us. But next year is a bit more exciting. Next year, we've got the Rugby Sevens, the series coming back to Singapore after an absence of quite a number of years. We have a few rugby games where Japan, the Super Rugby, where Japan is playing about 3 games in Singapore. So rugby mania is big for us. Football, again, we expect a number of football games, World Cup qualifiers. We do have a number of also concerts, big concerts, medium-sized concerts lined up. And several carnivals, festivals, the typical community, and always open for community usage every day.